And welcome back to another Stiglr for the Details. My name is Alan Dickerson, known in some wargaming circles as Stiglr, and we are continuing on with turn 6 of Donau Front. And as you will recall from last time, the nuclear balloon went up, and the Warsaw Pact dropped a series of tactical nukes in the southern area, which pretty much obliterated the German resistance in this area. And they moved a or two um, guards tank divisions into the space, and they also put a packet of nukes at the far north border of the map, but these were much less successful in eradicating all of the Leopard tanks that are there. So, uh, one tank division managed to move in position to try and move move them out of there, but it looks like NATO still has a pretty formidable line here, and at the spot that looked like it was most ripe for a breakout into the southwestern plain in this area, uh, really doesn't look like that's going to happen. Um, you've got at least one blown bridge here. You've got a Czech division moving in here, but they just don't appear to be strong enough to move these German and French units back along this Autobahn, which leads to Munich, which is the prize of the scenario. So now, as we contemplate the NATO um, initial operations phase, it would seem that this French division, armored division here, and the Canadian contingent would be well advised to move in here and seal off the line here along, I guess, these hills, or maybe they can find another position that has more of these villages with the red dots, which would preclude any mobile attacks and overruns. There's not a lot of great terrain here for defense, but we've also got some really strong here units. We've got these Canadian armored units with a 7 defense strength, and their mechanized infantry have a 6 defense strength, which stacks up uh, favorably with the French units, which are 4 5s, the German units, which are usually 2 5s, 2 4s, and whatnot. So let's do that. Also, we note that any of the units, whoops, sorry about that, any of the units that were subject to nuclear attacks that survived, chiefly these 3 units, are unable to move in the initial phase. They can, if they want, choose to um, choose to take a friction point in order to allow for the option of moving in subsequent operations phases, but they cannot move now because they're basically trying to sort out what just happened a few moments ago. Now, let's start here by figuring out where our line is going to be. There doesn't really appear to be an easily defensible line from north to south that can't be overrun. It's just too flat. We've got this ridge here. This really looks like the best possible position. Um, we've got some villages and well, these high water areas are clear terrain. They're not in play because this is happening during the summer months. So these are just more flat terrain hexes. These hexes here are actually marsh, but the other texture, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see better. The difference between these are potential high water areas, which are clear terrain, and these are the fens, bogs, hexes, which are all but impassable. I think they cost 7 operations points to go into. So let's see. Let's move the Canadians first, and we'll start with this armored unit. We'll follow the access road to get through the woods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That'll anchor that. Then we've got these units. 1, 2, 3, 5. There's a village hex there. Make it 6. And then finally this armored unit. Move along the road right there and pin them down. Got artillery for support. So 1, 2, 3, 5. His range is 4, 1, 2, 3. So he can support all of these units there. Okay, that looks like a credible move. Give them all friction points, and then their movement trails. That looks good. Got this French division. Let's see if we can get them in this area around Erding, the second line. Yeah, especially since this unit is sure to get blown out of the water in the upcoming Warsaw Pact phase. So let's see if we can't get a line backstopped around these units. It's going to have to be pretty strong because there's only one village hex. The artillery unit is near a woods hex, so they can't be overrun or molded either. Okay, what is the best path through? The roads aren't really cooperating, and if we're going to take the Autobahn, we're going to have to go back towards Munich and then out east. There does appear to be kind of a path through here. I'm not sure which will result in the quickest transit. I see this here. Let's try this path here. Let's start with a trial since we know where he came from. 1, 2, 3, 4, access roads 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That actually looks like a good place to be. Then this unit had its friction in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12. That's perfect. That worked out really good. Okay. Following on there, 1, 2, 3, give them friction, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 'd like to have him in here, but I don't know if he can reach that. Well, nothing to do for it but to put him there. The artillery unit here will follow as far as Erding and stop there. And we've got this recon armor unit. 1, 2, 3. Oof. Let's back that up. 2 to here. 3, 4. Goodness. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in with the engineers. I'm tempted to use this French unit, maybe to go in and try and gain a bit of a foothold here and pin the Czechs in, but don't really see him doing a lot of damage on the attack. However, he could move in here and pin down both of these units, start to harry the back and the supply. So now that we're in turn 6, the Warsaw Pact has to trace supply for non-artillery units. Yeah, gonna move them there. I'm going to move these little units in here and try to 1, 2, 3 to cross the river, 4, 5 to get in the hills, and try and pin these units, make them have to attack to the north rather than to the west. Let's have a look way down to the south here at Mühldorf. NATO is never really in a position where they can attack. The system rewards only high odds attacks, but they can tie down units very easily, as we're seeing here. So actually, they're in really good shape. While this particular unit is worn down quite a bit, but these two are in very good shape. So I think they are going to take on a friction point and retain their ability to move. They'll move into no, they don't want to move out of the city. They'll just retain their ability to move. Let's see, where else can NATO move? This division just took this city, and well, they've got 3 friction points. I don't really see them making any huge inroads. Okay, I can split these two up to firm up the line a little bit. Move him in with that unit and keep this unit astride the Autobahn. But he can still possibly be overrun, but the odds would be pretty low. He's in a good spot. I'll keep him there. Here looks like a good spot. Everybody else is in as good a spot as possible. Let's see. Yeah, this looks pretty good for. Oh, then we have these French units here. This part of the line really, really looks solid. I'm wondering if these French units might be better recalled over here to really ensure that this area gets sealed off. I think I'm going to backtrack this division. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.5, 5.5, 6.5, 8.5, 10.5, 11, 12. That'll be here. Okay, take the tail off of them. There. And that looks. Oh, hi, Blue Tweezers. How's it going? Hope you're enjoying this exploratory exercise. I definitely am getting used to the rules after not having played this for quite some time. All right, that's going to do it for NATO Ops Phase 1. Now we have Warsaw Pact Ops Phase 2. And now they are faced with a pretty strong multinational line here of Germans, French, and Canadians, and they are still several kilometers to the east of the Warsaw Pact marginal victory line, which is here. That being said, there is still a breakout point right here that could be exploited. And that looks like the best chance to get something done. Another positive mitigating factor is that this unit is also the only German unit in the area and is not going to be able to draw upon friendly artillery since the nuclear strikes pretty much obliterated that. So we're going to be able to, let me zoom in here, use the 20th Guards tank probably to blast our way through here and get into the rear of some of these units and almost bypass the French a bit. So how are we going to do this? Starting down here, we've got a pretty nasty unit here. He defends with a strength of 6. He's got a village, the red dot, here to forestall a mobile attack, which would have reduced his defensive strength to 3. But he's got 6. And he's against 11, 10, and the artillery firing direct is doubled, so that's 18, 28, 29 to 6. 6 times 5 is 30, so they need one more point. They can get an air point to bring that in, but that's still only 5 to 1 in open terrain, and that 5 to 1, we start on the G table. It would have to be a prepared attack to get the multi-hex attack that we want. So we'd need a 1 or a 2 to get 2 friction points as a result. Now, of course, this doesn't factor in any use of chemicals to get a couple of column shifts, air power, and they would also need electronic warfare to work. Otherwise, this support artillery would be able to lend a hand. Uh, hmm. Is there perhaps a different weak link? No, well, not really. This French unit is beset on two sides, but by units of two different divisions. So they're not going to be able to really coordinate an attack. So this unit is pretty much uh, safe unless this unit takes on the mantle by itself. And in, he is actually in open terrain. So we can launch a uh, mobile assault against this unit with 14 and 8 is 22 points just to start with, and maybe we can bring in the rockets. This might be a good time to consider actually burning out this rocket unit. Rocket units can couple their strength by um, taking on additional friction points in support. So, in other words, they can double their strength and take 2 friction points. They can triple their strength and take 3 friction points. And of course, they can go all the way up to 6 friction points, which would kill the unit, remove it, burn out the guns, and use up all the ammo. But if there's a payoff to be had, it might be necessary. All right. How best to do this? I'm thinking these units are up to 3. These 20th Guard tank units are up to 3 friction points. So they've got to be sure not to take any losses. But as we said earlier, this German unit is a bit isolated and is not going to be able to get help by artillery or by air. So this is pretty much a sure kill. He's at 5 friction points now. So any result will kill him. However, if the result is good enough, then uh, these units can exploit their attack uh, by using an advance. Hmm. Another thing to consider is if both of these guards tank units combine and use a prepared attack to eradicate this unit, only one unit will be able to continue on and do any exploiting. Because a prepared attack basically immobilizes all the units except for one stack of the attacker's choice. Another way to do this might be for these units to attack individually, and that would be a 3-to-1 attack starting, and then you add in the chemicals, etc., to maybe get a 5-to-1. That way, if you get that one, that'll kill the unit, and then the next unit is free to do exploit. Although both of these units are pinned by French units neighboring them, and they could not just uh, enter this empty space. So this French move to move in and pin them on the flanks was very well taken. This this stack here of the 20th Guards tank is the only one that actually has leeway to move into any space, but even that is going to be blocked. As soon as they move forward, they're going to enter the zones of control of this unit or this unit. Okay. So it appears that the best way to do this is to perhaps move this unit back and then use these together to move that unit. All right. Um, this is going to be a pretty tough nut to crack. I think this one has a 3 defense strength. They don't have the little caret anywhere on it, so I'm thinking which one is going to be their mobile attack strength. Let me look at the rules and figure out what those say. Is it a soft? Oh, it's a soft type unit, so that's going to help out. Hmm. Right. And also it says a unit with no underlying strength possesses a mobile combat strength of 1. That's important and good to know. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start off with a uh, mobile attack with just this armored unit. The artillery unit is not going to participate in the hopes that it will end up not adjacent to that unit anymore and then can help out on other attacks. So we're going to come in with 10-1 in broken terrain. We're going to use 1 air point to lob in chemicals. And we're going to use electronic warfare in 21-21 and hope that it's effective. It is not. And as a result, the French are going to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're out of range, but we do have some helicopter units which can add. So this one will gain a friction point. And this one, let's really make it complicated. 4 points of helicopters. And that makes his strength now 5. So 10-5 is only 2-1. Oof. 2-1 in flat broken woods, and 2 column shifts for the chemicals will make for a 4-1 attack. And we're going to make it a, boy, it's not looking good. Oh, this is not going to be good at all. Well, I think this attack is going to be doomed to fail, so we're going to just make it hasty. 3 operations points. And what did I say? 2-1 with 2 column shifts for chemicals. So we're on the F column. Helicopters at support. 2-to-1 pods plus 2 columns for chemicals. And that puts us on the F column, and it is hasty. And they get a good result. Hasty is a 0-1, but because, let's see, because it's a mobile assault, I believe the result is minimized by 1. Let's see if being a soft target has any effect on mobile combat. Oh, and supporting. Artillery and attack helicopters, when supporting mobile combat, use a strength of 1, except Warsaw Pact artillery using direct fire, which is doubled. Okay. Ooh. Okay, well, that changes the odds a bit because the helicopters basically add a combined strength of 2, so that's 3. 10-3 is 3-1, so we end up getting one more column. So we're on the G column with a 2, is a 0-1. Same result. And because that is reduced by 1, there's no effect on the defender. So that didn't work out. We could try it again. Oh boy. Goodness. Yep, we're going to try it again. Repeat the hasty attack. EW first. And again, not successful. So again, the helicopters will take friction, but they will probably stymie the attack. There's 8 for the chemicals. So 10-3, 3-1 in broken flatwoods, 2 tables, 4 the chemicals, and a hasty attack. And what is our result going to be this time? 3, 0-1, which reduced by 1 results in the same sorry result of nothing. So this unit holds out against the attack. Let's see. So that's a total of 8 operations points because remember, in the second and subsequent operations phases, each attack costs 1 more operations point. So a 3 operations point hasty attack now costs 4. So he's done 2 of those, so that's 8. And finally, we need to really do something about this. Nah. Now we're done for that. 20th Guards tank. Yeah. 20th Guards tank has other fish to fry, so we're going to have to chalk that up as a failure and move on. Okay, here's a different attack. We're going to use these 2 units here. Oh, excuse me. Apologize for that phone interruption. Okay. This one needs to work. So this is going to be an all-out effort. We're going to have 10, 20. We have some artillery here. Okay. 24. All right. So first of all, let's get these 2 units, give them a friction point. Give this unit a friction point. Give this 2 friction points. No, just 1. No, 2. And so the rockets will double themselves. We're going to use an air point to lob in chemicals. Okay. And of course, we're going to use EW. Oh, right. We've got plenty of EW to use, and we haven't used much of it. Let's see. Now we've had 2, 3 EW attacks. And okay. Okay. So first off, let's see if EW, or wait, no, we don't need EW because they can't get support. So let's ten. Okay. So that's the initial phase is done. Okay, there we are. All right. So what do we get? 10, 20, 24, and 6 is 30 to 3. That's 10 to 1. And 2 column shifts for chemicals, which is broken flat woods 10 to 1, 2 column shifts for chemicals. That puts us on the N column. N column. And that is a prepared attack +1 hexes. Air point for chemicals. And let's again look at that. 10 to 1, 2 columns for chemicals, and 1 for the additional hex. So that puts us on the O. O column, or the maximum. So this is going to work gangbusters, I'm pretty sure. It might even be overkill, but got the worst possible result. 6-0. No, it's still 0-4. Okay, so this unit is eliminated. And well, both units can go into the hex, but one could continue on. Question is, where is it going to go? Because NATO has block them with other units, and they cannot end stacked. So how are we going to do this? He'll go that way. He'll go that way. And the trailing unit is done for the phase. Overrun attack against this unit. It's probably not going to get very far, even with a mobile assault. It's 10-3, starts at 3-1. You've got artillery support if the electronic warfare is not successful. Ooh, that's going to be kind of dangerous. Now I think they'll stop there. Okay. Then maybe we can do some damage to this unit, which can't retreat. Let's see. 12-3, 4-1. Okay, let's try this. Move this here and launch a that's 2. Probably better make it prepared. Launch a prepared mobile attack against the French unit here. So we're going to support it with an air point for chemicals. We're going to use EW to try and help it, try and keep it from getting any support, because support is really going to hurt. And let's see, we're going to let's see, we got 12-3. This artillery unit will add in its strength. And I think that's all we can get in terms of support. So 12 and 4 is 16-3. That's 5-1. Let's see if some helicopter support might help. Are they within 20 hexes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. No, they are not. Are there any helicopter units here in the interior? Might be one down here. Where are the hellos? Where are the hellos? Don't have any. Here's one, but it's got 3 friction points. Oof. Well, it could take on one. Let's see if that's within range 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Just out of range, because this is the target hex. Let's trace it back one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to Landshut 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 to the demo failed, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. No, they're not in range. Okay. So no further help is coming. So we've got, first let's find out if the EW happens. EW for 1820 attack. Hasn't worked yet this turn, but it does. Successful. Okay. Now we can contemplate our odds. So we have 12, 16, 'Thought I had more than that. I know I didn't pile in the rockets. Well, I guess that was it. So 16 to 3. So that's 5 to 1 in flat. 5 to 1. 2 columns for chemicals. That lands us on the J column. And this is a mobile paired attack on the J column, and we roll a 2, which is pretty good. J column prepared is a 0-3. It's a mobile assault, so the result for the defender is reduced by 1, 2 friction points. And two friction points, 7 for this unit. You could try another one and make it 11. Or, let's see, no, 8 to 5. No, that would not be good. Okay, so 20th guard is done. It's up to 31st guard tank to complete the job. And how best to do that would be with this unit, and then maybe follow up with this unit. So here we go. We got rockets here, and they're relatively fresh. We're going to, okay. We're going to use an air point to lob in chemicals. We're going to use electronic warfare to try and keep that unit from getting help. And we're going to declare double support from the rockets to double their strength. And this direct firing artillery will be doubled. So we've got 14 and 8 is 22. Rockets doubled, 32 against 3. Wow, 1 point short. Uh, 1 point short of 11 to 1. But I think we're good. So 10 to 1. Okay, EW. Oh, we already did that, and it was successful, right? EW attack for 1820 was successful. Okay. So we got 10 to 1 in flat terrain. with 2 shifts for chemicals. So we're on the O column, which is the max. O column, and it is a oh wait. No. We have not rolled for EW. EW in 1820 again. That was the previous attack. Okay, EW not successful this time. So, um, oh, that's right. The last attack did put 2 friction points on this unit, so the helicopter units also take those losses. One, so that puts them for the combat for right now. Yeah, okay. So they're not going to be able to help, but this artillery unit will, and they'll toss in 3 points. So now we've got 6. Wow, this is really going to change the odds quite a bit. All right, so 6 points. Let's recalculate against 6 against 14, 22, 32 against 6. That's 5-1 in the flat and 2 for chemicals. So now that reduces it to the J column. Column attack. And it is prepared and mobile. And they get a 5, which is not real good. J, prepared, mobile, 1, 2, which reduced for the defender becomes a 1-1. That is not very good. Okay, they take 1. They take 1. Artillery unit takes 1. The supporting artillery does not. Okay. But this unit is at the brink. Yes, it is. So that was a mobile attack or a prepared attack. So that costs 7 operations points. We would have to risk a hasty attack to try and finish off that unit. And that really could hurt, especially if electronic warfare is not successful. Ooh, is it a risk we're prepared to take? Maybe not with that unit. Okay. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this unit, move it through the nuclear dust cloud, and attempt to break through here. So let's see what we can muster. We can get 12, maybe doubled rocket fire. That's going to put that unit at the brink, but we would have 12, 22. Nope, can't get support from those units. 22 to 3. We could bring in some air. for chemicals. 22 to 3. If we spend 3, we could bring in 2 points and chemicals, and that would bring it up to 24 to 3, 8 to 1. Oof. But that would leave us only 2 more points. I don't see a lot more happening. Okay, here we go. We're going to use 3 air points, 1 to lob in chemicals, and 2 to add 2 points to the attack. So we have 12 here. We have this one is going to take 2 more. Him out of ammo for now. 12, 22, 24 to 3. That's 8 to 1. And it's going to have to be, let me see, it'll cost 2 to enter that hex, and then 3 because it's a subsequent phase, 3. And then a prepared attack would cost 7. That would be 10. Yeah. To make it a prepared assault there. Okay. So here we go. Prepared mobile attack versus 1820. 3 air points, 2 strength points, 1 chemicals, double rocket support. So 24 to 3, 8 to 1 initial odds. Let's see if EW for the attack is successful. And I don't think I knocked down the EW. EW is successful. So no support this time from him. So he moves in here, launches the attack, 24 to 3, 8 to 1 in flat, and 2 shifts for chemicals, M column. Okay, and it's prepared. Ooh, a 2. That's going to be good. M column 2 is a 0.5, which is reduced to 4. And that's going to kill him. He is at 4 now. So he's eliminated, and this unit moves in and has 3 exploit movement points. Okay, well, the first of which is going to pin him, but let's surround the Canadian unit and go there. Okay. That was a decent attack. Had a little bit of a gap starting to form, but man. All right, let's consolidate our artillery. Oh, we could have used this in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. This is 31st guard tank. So move them up there with a friction point. Right. Yes, just looking at the notes for blue tweezers, yes, the EW roll was for the previous, so we made another one and it worked. Getting back to the game, let's see. I don't see any other possible attacks here. We might try and see if the Czechs can do anything to remove this unit. He's got 3. He needs 2 to move him over the brink, but he also has a retreat route. What do we have? 16, 24 to 5. Oof. Then we could bring in some artillery to get it to 3 to 1, but 3 to 1 is not good in that terrain. Is it? Let's have a look. 3 to 1 in broken flat woods. Yeah, it's not good. Even a prepared attack has a 1 in 3 chance of ending with only the attacker taking friction. Then we would also have to roll for each of those units to see if they would suffer from reliability issues, unless there's some front artillery that we could bring in, and there is not. This unit would be the closest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're out of range. So that would be a fairly risky attack here. I don't see that one happening. Let's go to the reinforcements here. Give them all a friction point and start to move them up. 2, 3, 4, 6. And this is at second phase movement rates. Oh, is it? Hang on a second. No. Let's go back. Let's retrace that. Okay. This would be 3. This would be 6. This would be 9, and this would be 12. All right, and way down here. Them, and also add a friction point. See how far they get. 3, 5, 8. 11. 3, 6, 9, 12. Here, you can move the secondary column on and get them here. Along the road. Okay. Let's look over here and see if we want to do an assault here or maybe wait until next turn. This unit is within 2. So this unit could be wrecked and moved back with a good attack. Let's see what we get. 12 and 8 is 20, 20, 36, 36 to 4. That's 8, 8 to 1. That's actually a pretty good attack. 8 to 1. Yeah, let's try that one. Okay, so for that we're gonna again use EW. One more air point to lob in chemicals, and we're going to get an 8 to 1 attack starting out against this unit, and we're also going to try EW. 45, 22. It is successful. Okay, so 8 to 1 and 2 column shifts in Broken Flat Woods. 8 to 1 plus 2 column shifts were on the L column. And this, actually, we gain one more column for a prepared multi-hex attack with 1 added hex. For the attack axis, we are on the M column. So first off, we're expending operations points, so let's bump everybody up 1. And we're on the M column, and we roll, let's mark down what that is, prepared attack with air dropped chemicals. And that's a 3. Broken Flat Woods, M column, 3 is a 0-4. So they've got to take 1, and that will put it to the brink. So it's going to have to retreat to satisfy the last 3. Okay, so following West German doctrine and path of least resistance, 1, 2, 3 would be the retreat route. And these units will gleefully advance, although one of them is going to be completely done for the turn. Oh boy, let's see. We'll advance them there and them there. And that's going to do it for them. Okay, and then let's see if we want to persecute this attack. We have 10, 16, 26 to 5. That would be 5 to 1. We would have to use our last air point to lob in chemicals and hope that EW worked. But let's see. This unit is now adjacent and can't do the support, but he could. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's out of range. Yes. Okay. That actually looks like a good attack. So we're going to use another EW, finish up the air to drop in chemicals. These units will conduct operations and thus take at least 1 friction point. So let's total this up again. 10, or no, wait. This is not a mobile attack. So 9 and 6 are 15, 24 against 5. Ooh. Let's now give him a friction point to add in rockets so that we get 5 more, and we'll get a odds shift for that. So let's see. 9 and 6 are 15, 24 and 5 are 29. Oh, wait. Let me total this up again. Be sure. 9 and 6, 15. 9 more, 24. And 27. So that's 27 to 5. So that's 5 to 1 starting out. 5 to 1. And let's put the EW back because he can't get any support. So 5 to 1 in Broken Flat Woods with 2 column shifts puts us on the I table or the I column, and it'll be a prepared attack. Okay. I column attack with chemicals by air on 4722. And the result is a 4. I column prepared 4 is a 1, 2. Well, so the attackers each take an additional 1. He has to take at least 1. So he's at 3, and he is within 2 of elimination, so he can withdraw a hex to satisfy that. But in so doing, that reduces their result by 1. Okay. They'll advance. And I think that will do it for that attack. I don't see any other likely culprits. And that's going to do it for heat. Okay. Now for NATO. What are they going to do? They're going to, of course, move this division into place, form up secondary lines, seeing as the first one seems to be breached a bit. So they will add friction and one and a half, 2.5, 3.5. They'll move in there. Artillery is good where they are. Let's move these 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 5.5, 7.5, 9.5, 11.5. We'll continue on there. 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. There. It's artillery unit. Across the access road into there. That looks pretty good. Then we have the 15th here. And they can probably move in and pin the 20th Guards tank down. Right there. There's a village in there. That's pretty much going to stop a breakthrough. They can make it across there. Okay. I think that should blunt things a bit. Okay. Here. Oh, this looks like an attempt to maybe. Oh, wait. No, it's a German unit. Yeah. Most of the NATO units did not move in the initial phase, so they can't move in the second phase. Here, no, there's nothing going on there. And that's going to do it. Second NATO phase completed. Okay. Third Warsaw Pact ops phase, which I do not think they are going to make use of. There's no more air. There are no units on the brink. And we've already got some tired units as it is. So I think they're going to pretty much pass. What about here? We might be able to finish this unit off. I doubt it. Let's see. Nope, no air points. But we could get chemicals from the rockets. Ooh. This artillery unit has 5 hard hitting points that it could lend if EW doesn't work. They've got plenty of EW attempts, but no. A really bad result could cost us a Soviet regiment up here. So, no, they're going to be done. Warsaw Pact passes. NATO passes. End of game turn 6. All right. So I think that's going to wrap it up for this turn. So let's go to game turn, move it up there. So we're ready to start. Let us end the log file and save the game as start of game turn 7 for our game state. And we are ready to start the turn. So thanks for watching, and that'll do it for this episode of Stiglr for the Details, and we will see you next time.